Well guys, we're here at Menards in Kalamazoo. Had to pick up some 2x12 8-footers for the remainder of the boards for that catwalk. This is the last one. Picked up a shop vac while we're here too. Judy's other vac broke. Our other shop vac, I should say. Here. That's what's nice about having a long bed truck. You can carry 8-foot boards. Oh, well now we can go home, cut them up, and have some fun.
More work on the catwalk.
Yeah. Hey guys, I got to cut a bunch of 14.5-inch long pieces of 2x4 blocking to go on top of this wall here where we just put that 2x12 yesterday. What that's going to do is I'm going to nail those down to the top of the wall. They'll set back 1.5 inches. So they'll set basically up tight against the back side of that. Like here's the 2x12 sticking up. Here's the wall, 2x12 sticking up. These blocks will sit here just right up tight against that 2x12. I'll nail those down to the top of the wall. They'll stick out a little bit for a drywall nailer for ceiling. And then I can nail or screw this 2x12 to that board that sticks up instead of having to just toenail down through to the board underneath it. Just be a better setup. When you toenail stuff, sometimes it wants to break the edge off, things like that. So I'm going to cut a bunch of blocking. And I found this 2x4 that looks like a corkscrew. So, yeah, I think that'll be a good one to cut up into short pieces. It's not much good for anything but that. So we're going to do that. We're going to cut some of these up and make some blocking, then put the blocking up. And then we went to Menards. I think that'll show earlier in the video. We got some 8-foot long 2x12s. That'll be we'll get 2 of the pieces going across there, roughly 42 inches going across. And we can get moving on this thing again. Oops. Yeah, let me put this tape measure on my back pocket, like this one here. Well, I guess it's better than not being able to find either one of them, isn't it? There's my pattern. I think I will use my Milwaukee cordless framing nailer. It does a fine job and a lot faster and less expensive than screws. These aren't going to have to come back out or anything, so I should be good. I just got to find one of my batteries. There's one. Have to put that one on the charger before too long. Whoops. Whoops. Look out below. Okay, this is set a little deep. Okay. Ouch. Okay, there's that one. Okay, let's go get inside of this closet right here and put some more braces up there. Just noticed that little bit of blood on my arm when I was pointing up there, and yeah, it's not the first blood, sweat, and tears we've put into this place. Okay, get that 10-foot ladder warmed into that little hole. I don't know if you guys can tell or not, or if you're familiar with these, but normally these framing nailers like this come with a clip that's only about this long. Costs you like $100 or more to get this clip that'll hold 2 sleeves of nails instead of just one, but it's well worth it. When you're climbing around on ladders, you get up there, you just get started, and all of a sudden you got to climb back down and grab a sleeve of nails or something. That's the one that could almost stand to be longer. I got to double check my stud dimensions on that wall out there. Might have to throw an extra stud in there somewhere. My spaces are too big. It looks like I might have one space. It might be over 16, but I can't tell for certain. Right where that wall, this wall right, one going this way, right where it hits that wall going north and south, looks like one of those gaps might be a little big. Go grab a tape measure and check it out. Okay, guys. Problem that I noticed, like I said, the gaps didn't look the same. We have 16-inch center there to there, there to there, but not there to there. That board is on that side of the line. I put double lines on there for the 1.5 inches. So this gap right here is big. That gap is small because this board is that way 1.5 inches too far. If you look close, if I zoom in there, see that line on the bottom there, 1.5 inches over? When I was nailing that first plate on there, I had that stud on the wrong side of the line. So I got to fix that. Not right this minute, but I do have to fix it real soon here. Well, these aren't nearly, I know they're shorter, but they're a whole lot lighter wood than that old 2x12 stuff that I got from Dave. That stuff was really heavy. But before I cut that, I'm gonna grab a square, check the end on that, make sure that the factory end is pretty square. And it is. Okay. Sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. I'm not going to cut up that last 2x12 yet. Get some of these other ones put up there first. I can take down a brace up there. As soon as I find my driver. Oh, it's in the other room. Reach through the wall. I guess there are a couple of benefits to not having drywall on your walls yet. Not very darn many, though. Guess I can take that rope down now. I'm going to put me some lines on that 2x12 up there. On the side of that 2x12, whoops, there. Put lines this way where the center of every one of those 2x12s going across should be. So once I peek over the top, get it in line, shoot some nails through on that center line. This end here will be supported. The other end will still have to get nailed to that dark looking 2x12 there. About like that. Wow. That's a surprise. I thought these might be a little narrower this way than the old ones. It seems that they're actually slightly taller. Oh, it's not down all the way there. There's a couple of nail heads holding it up in the air just a little bit. I'll have to pull this up out of here and tap these nail heads down good. And then put it back in there. I think I'm going to want to get my hammer that's a little bit heavier to smack them with. Hey guys, well, I'm finally getting back to work on the catwalk after going getting some mulberry stumps and some other free logs and working on a little firewood, doing some other stuff. Finally getting back to work on the catwalk. So I'm going to get up here. I got to put boards over on this side, ones I had cut to width. I also ended up taking them down to the sawmill because these things were about 1/4 of an inch wider than the two old ones up there that go this way. I thought the old ones would be wider than the new ones, but they're not. These are about 1/4 inch wider. So I put them all in the sawmill. This edge here is nice and rounded like store-bought board. This edge is flat because I put them all in the sawmill like this. Ran the sawmill down through there and took the 1/4 inch off of them, so I can put them up there and have them the same height. So when I put the flooring on, they'll be flush on the top and flush on the bottom for the ceiling down here, stuff like that. So got to get up there and get some marks of where I got to lay out the boards. So we're going to head on up. Okay, instead of having you sitting right up here watching, I think I'm going to have you sitting right over here on this part of the catwalk. So let's see if we can get you a decent view from over here. Oops. Sorry, guys. Judy tells me I need to find a better location for this microphone so I'm not huffing and puffing it all the time. Like a friend of mine named Mike said just recently, just got a comment from him. He said, it'd be a lot easier if you're 35 years old. So true. I wish I would have started this way back then. He looks pretty comfortable there. It's a good thing the dogs can't get to her. One of them would probably get the end of his nose ripped off, his or her nose ripped off. Runt with the red collar and Oakley with the blue collar. What do you think there? You getting ready to lay some eggs, or did you already lay eggs? I think you're probably getting ready to, because if you already did it, you'd probably be heading back down to the swamp, wouldn't you? Yeah, boy, she is thick, tall. Unusual snapper, but she doesn't have the bumps that most of the snappers around here do. But I definitely wouldn't want to stick my fingers down too close to her. Those things are quicker than you think. Big old tail. Like Judy said, they do look prehistoric, don't they? What do you think about that thing, Runt? Huh? What do you think about that? Say cheese. Hey, Runt. Say cheese. Hi, Oakley. Hey, little girl.